let's see yesterday you people understand this, right? Coming to this roll up types again. This is your parent record, and these three are your child records. Okay, here parent is bank, child is transaction. These are nothing but objects, right? This is bank is your parent object, transaction is your child object, right? Here we have a parent record, and these three are the related child record. అంటే ఈ త్రీ ఈ SBI కి లింక్ అయి ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, రిలేట్ అయి ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, now these are the fields. Okay, this count will count number of related records, whereas this minimum, maximum and sum will work on this fields, will work on the fields. Okay, fine. Right, just now we discussed, okay, with the help of roll up summary you cannot create the average, right? Manaku average kavali ante with the help of roll up summary, is that possible? No, right? Let's make it possible using a kotta concept. Using a yes. We had this. Right. Let's say bank is the parent object, right? Bank. I'm into what object? Bank. Bank is a parent or child?
Bank.
Parent object.
Parent.
Right. So here we have maximum, minimum, count, right? We have sum as well, right? Now to do average, to calculate average, what's the formula to calculate average? What's the formula?
Number of observations by total.
Nice. So that will be sum by count, right? That's sum by count. And sum of these transactions. For example, let's say here I want to find the average. Okay, I want to find the average. So here, what is the sum here? 450, right? Sum by count. What's the count? 3. 450 by 3?
150.
150, right? ఏమో నాకు రాదండి, ఇదే చెప్పాలి. I'm poor in maths. Sorry, right. So average is 150, right? Similarly, here, what's the sum? 75. 75 by 2? 40? 37.5. Here, obviously, what's the average? 1000. Right? So similarly, here you have to do something like this. You have to put something like sum by count. Now, you people tell me, these all are fields, right? These all are fields. Even this roll-up summary is a field, right? Now, to do something, let's say click on new. to do something which figure it out the average, do we have any data type here? Do we have any data type to do that? అలా చేయడానికి మన డేటా టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయా?
Rollup summary.
Right. That's why we have formula fields.
Okay.
Okay. That's why we have formula fields. Okay. Now, if you see this formula, right. Now, what we want to create? Average. So the field name will be average. Average. Average amount. Right. We have total amount. Right. We have total transactions and all. Right. Right. Now, see here, this is very important. This is very important. Formula return type. What does it mean by return?
Output.
Yes, output. Okay, output. మనకి ఇక్కడ output ఏం రావచ్చు? For example, here if you see, these are the outputs. 150, 37.5, right? 1000, right? These are the outputs, right? ఇందులో ఏ డేటా టైప్ సూటబుల్ అవుతుంది? కరెన్సీయా, data, date time, what could be the output? Number. But we are calculating average amount, right?
Yes. And currency.
These all are the amounts, right? These all are the amounts. So what are we expecting here?
Currency.
Currency. Next. Now, I suggest everyone to go to advanced formula. Now we are into simple formulas. Okay. Do not use simple formulas. Do not use simple formula. Always go for advanced formulas. Always go for advanced formula. So now you will receive this box. You will get this box here. Okay. Right. Now, see, here we have this function box. Okay. These functions are really important. These functions are really important. We'll discuss each functions one by one now. And here we have something called operators. Okay. Operators are addition, subtractions, and all and all and all. Okay. Right. Now, mathematical operations. Okay. Here we have something called insert field, so that we can access all the other fields of this object. All the other fields of this object. Okay. Now, if you see, our goal is to create something like sum by count, right? Sum by count, right? Now, what is the field? What is the field we have created here? You see this?
Average.
Yes. What is the field of count? What's the name of this field? What's the name of this field?
Number of transactions.
Perfect. Number of transaction is the field name, right? This is your count field, right? Now we have something called sum. What's the field name?
Total amount.
Total amount.
Now we have to do something like total amount by number of transactions. Okay. This is like sum by count. Okay. Now if you see, right, what's the field name? Sum total amount, right? Right. Total amount, and then click on insert. Total amount, then click on insert. Right. Here, divide. Okay. By count. What's the field name of count?
Number of
Number of
transactions.
transactions. So let's see. Number of transactions. Insert. Total amount by number of transaction. Right. Let me show you something. If I remove this, okay, if I remove the operator, I'm just keeping two fields. Okay, I'm just keeping two fields side by side, and then putting this fields is just not enough. You have to check the syntax. Okay, click on it. Right, syntax error. Okay, you will get error if the formula is not correct. If the formula is not correct, you will get the errors for sure. For example, let me tell you something. Okay, first let me have this, then we'll check the syntax. Okay, so no syntax error, right? Now there is no syntax error. next, visible, next, save. Okay. Now we have the average amount in bank. Now we have the average amount in bank. Let me go to the bank. A UI side bank. UI side bank. Bank. Okay. Bank. Let me open HDFC. For HDFC, what we thought of output? 150, right? Sorry. 37.5. Let's see. Muninder, you told the answer, right? You right. 37.5, right? That's the average. Now, if I go back, let's check SBI's. That's your 150 rupees, right? That's your average, right? Now, if you see, am I able to edit this?
No.
Even if I click on edit, am I able to do? No. So, what kind of field it is then?
Standard.
No.
Read only field.
Nice, nice. This is your read-only field. Same like your roll-up summary. Okay. Read-only or the display field which you cannot edit. Okay. ఇది మనం edit చేయలేం కదా. So these fields, these kind of fields are known as read-only fields. Okay. Now let's see something on formulas. Okay. Formula is a read-only field. Formula is a read-only field. Okay. Which will print the value, which will print the value depending on functions or fields. Depending on the functions or fields. Clear? Formula is a read-only field which will print the value depending on functions or fields, right? Now let's see. Let's try to create more formulas. We see what we can do here. Let's go to transactions now and let's see what we can do. What are the fields do we have? What are the fields we have? We have amount, we have quantity, paid. Okay. Count. This is your transaction date, right? Transaction date. This is your transaction date. Now, I want, depending on this date, I want to close this transaction. Let's say this is your transaction open date. Okay, transaction open date. And depending on this date, I want to close one transaction. Close date of this transaction. For example, let's say this is your date. This is your transaction open date. Okay. I want the same date, same close date. I want the same transaction close date will be printed automatically. Okay. Whatever the value here we have, depending on this value, it has to print the close date, transaction close date. Okay. Now, if you see, let me go to edit object. Transaction open date, kada? Let's say transaction date. What's today's date? 21/3/2023, right? So now transaction close date will be the same date specified in transaction date. Okay, this will be the same transaction date. Same transaction date. Okay. Now, if I go to this fields and relationship, click on new. take the formula. What's the field name here?
Transaction close date.
Perfect. Transaction close date. Transaction close date. Okay. Now if you see, what are we expecting?
Date.
We are expecting a date, right? Here, select the date. Next. Right. Now, what should be the date? What should be the close date?
Transaction date.
Whatever we specify in transaction, that date should appear in the transaction close date also, right? So simply you just need to insert the transaction. Just simply need to insert this transaction date. Okay. Now see, there is no error here. Okay, there is no error. Right. Now let me save this. Next. Save a new. Let me save it here. Refresh the page. We got the transaction close date, right? Depending on this date. Here we have 15th of March 2023. On the same hand, we have transaction close date, which is 15th of March 2023, right? Now we'll see something called we need to print. Let's say let's go to accounts. Let's go to account, click on new. Right. What is the rating here?
Hot.
What is the rating here? Hot, right? Now warm and cold, right? So these three are the ratings of your account. These three are the ratings of your account object, right? Now, let's say you kept this cold here. Okay, you kept the cold, you selected this cold and save the record. Okay, cold select chesi save chesaru మీ recording. Okay, now నాకు ఒక status అని field కావాలి. Okay, I want a field called status which will describe your rating. Okay, your status లో ఏం print అవ్వాలి అంటే let's say rating is cold. Okay, rating is cold, then it should print cold in your status. Should print the cold in your status, right? Now see, this is really important. We are dealing with something called pick list. Okay, we are dealing with something called pick list. Okay, please pay attention, this is really important. You got the requirement, right? మనం ఇందాక డేట్ ప్రింట్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేసాం? సింప్లీ డేట్ ఫీల్డ్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసాం, రైట్? సింప్లీ డేట్ ఫీల్డ్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసాం. మనం ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? రేటింగ్ ప్రింట్ చేయాలి, రైట్? సో నౌ సీ ఫీల్డ్స్ అండ్ రిలేషన్షిప్, న్యూ ఫార్ములా. ఫీల్డ్ నేమ్ ఏమనుకున్నాం ఇక్కడ?
Rating.
Status.
Rating.
Status, right? Right, nice. Status is your field name, right? Here, close this, right? Status. Right, now you people tell me, what are we expecting here? What are we expecting here? For example, here if you see, I want this cold to be print. I want this cold to be printed in this field. Cold is a value. Okay. Now, ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి మీరు, నేను ఇందులో ఏది రిటర్న్ టైప్, which one I need to select?
Text.
Text, because cold is a text. Obviously, that's in pick list. Pick list adi kakapote, that's one value. And value was in, this value is in text format kabatti, text kabatti. You have to select text. Okay. Next. Right. Now here, all we need to do is insert status. Status are
Ing.
Rating.
rating. Okay.
Rating.
Then right. What it is saying? Certain functions. Okay. మనం ఇంతకు ముందు ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ డేట్ అని పెడితే అది ఓకే అయింది, రైట్? ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ డేట్ అయితే ప్రింట్ అయిపోయింది, రైట్? దట్స్ క్లోజింగ్ డేట్ ఆబ్వియస్లీ, రైట్? Now here we are dealing with something called rating. Again, rating is a pick list field. Okay. Now in formulas you cannot use pick list directly. Okay. Just you cannot use insert field and you cannot put the pick list directly. Okay. There are certain functions which supports this pick list. Okay. For example, we have such functions called is pick value. We have something called is pick value, which we use very frequent. Okay. We have something called text, which supports your function. Okay. We have something called value. Okay. We have something called this. Where we have clear value. Right. Okay, fine. Acha, that's okay. Right. We have something called cases too. Okay. This cases will also support pick list. Okay. These are the functions which supports pick list, and we'll go through these functions one by one. Okay. We'll go through these functions one by one. Okay. Now here, to put it very simple, here we have something called text, I believe. Text. Just a minute. Okay. So our text. Let's see this function first, called is pick value. Okay. Is pick value of, what is this first? Is pick value, it contains two parameters. One called pick list field, one called text literal, right? Now, let's say rating is your field, right? Rating is your field. So in this pick list field, you need to mention the field name. Okay. In this pick list field, you need to mention the field name. Whereas here, you need to mention the value. Here, you need to mention the value. Here, what are the values? Right. Hold, right? We have another value called
Warm
right. Warm,
and cold.
warm, cold, right? These are the three values, right? Now, if you see the syntax, right here, we are getting the errors because just now we saw, okay, two fields cannot be side by side. We cannot have two fields without the help of any operators, right? Without the help of any operators, you cannot have the fields, right? In the same way, here without the help of any operators or any functions, you cannot have two functions side by side. మనం ఎలాగైతే ఫీల్డ్స్ ఉండలేవో అలానే functions also cannot be side by side without the help of any operator. Okay, right. To print this, now we'll also see the function called if. Okay, if function. If you see, it contains how many parameters?
3.
3 parameters. One, logical test, value if true, value if false. Okay, now here you need to pass the condition. Here you need to pass the condition. Let's say if the rating value is hot, let's say this is your condition. If rating is hot, what should be printed? What we thought of printing?
Hot.
అంటే ఇక్కడ అంటే ఇక్కడ హాట్ అని ఉంటే స్టేటస్ లో ఏమని రావాలి? హాట్ అని రావాలి.
Hot and
Same way here. If rating is hot, then it has to print hot, right? Hot. Else, what it has to print?
Cold or warm.
Cold or warm. Okay, let's say warm now. As if now, let's say warm. Okay. We'll just remove it off here. And here we'll check the syntax. There is no error here. Okay. Now see, if rating is hot, print hot, otherwise print warm. Okay. Now let's see what's happened. Let me save this first. From now on, the topic will be bit critical, bit tough, but no worries, we'll do it very very smoothly. No worries. Here, let me say TCS is your account. TCS is your account, and hot is the rating. Let me save it out. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Payment.com. Save it. Right. Now, if you see the details, do we got that field? Do we have that field called status?
Yes.
Yes, right? Yes, right? It is your hot, right? Let's say, let's change the status from hot to warm. Let's change it to warm. Okay. And now let me save the record. So what will be printed in status? Warm and print out the
hot.
Yes.
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 We got warm.
Warm.
Now, what if I put cold? What if I put cold and save? What it will print? Cold?
Print. No, it will not print.
No
No,
print.
no.
No, right? See here. Em print అవుతుంది?
Warm.
Warm అనే print అవుతుంది, right? Because here we said
Only hot or warm.
Here we said, let me edit this. Here we ask it to print hot whenever they select hot. Okay, whenever they select hot, అక్కడ select hot ని select చేస్తే hot print అవ్వాలి అని చెప్పాం. Okay, to print hot whenever they select hot. Apart from hot, whatever they select, okay, whatever we select, Let's say they are selecting warm, it will print warm. Let's say they are selecting cold, it will print
Cold.
right. So now to clear this confusion, technical people might know this. Here, if you see,
Else.
is nice. If nested if. Okay. Here, how many conditions do we have? How many conditions
3.
do we have? First one is selecting hot. Selecting hot will print should print hot. Okay. Selecting warm should print warm, right? Same way we have selecting cold will print cold. How many conditions do we have?
3.
3, right? We have 3 conditions, right? Now, if you see this very closely, we can specify one condition. With one condition, we can have 2 values. Okay. With one condition, we can have 2 values, right? But we have 3 conditions, right? 3 conditions and we need 3 values, right? All you need to do is add again one if. Add one if. Okay. For example, here, select if again. Okay. Select if again. Now, if it is warm, anyways, it is printing warm, right? If it is warm, anyways, it is printing warm. So what we have to select, what we have to give the condition? If it is warm, anyways, it is printing warm. So we have to concentrate on which condition? The third
Cold.
condition, right? Cold one, right? Now, if you say this, if, right, cold is a value of pick list. Cold is a value of pick list. Again, to use pick list, which function should I use? Perfect.
If
Again, to
is pick
select,
value.
nice. Again, to select a value from a pick list. Again, to use a value from a pick list, which function will I use?
Is pick value. Is pick value.
Is pick value, right? Is pick value. Is pick value. Okay. I wrote it where something. Sorry, I wrote it again here. Let me remove this.
Mm.
Let me have is pick value here. The pick list name is? What's the pick list name?
Cold.
Rating.
Pick list name.
Rating.
Rating. Perfect. Rating is your pick list. Rating. What's the value we are checking for?
Cold.
Cold.
Right. Nice. Cold. Okay. So if this value is true, what you have to put?
Cold.
Right. You have to
Cold.
print cold. Right. If the value is false, do we have something to print?
Hot or warm.
No, that we specified here, right? Do we have anything else to specify?
No.
No, right? We are done with hot, we are done with warm, and here we are done with cold, right? So this is the way, this is the place where we get confused. Okay. Now, the solution for this is nested if. Okay. The solution is nested if. Now, what does it mean by nested if? Technical people might know it better. Nested if means if, let's say this is your if, okay? This is your if. If inside a if. If inside your if is known as nested if. If inside your if is known as nested if. For example, now here you can use this if in this above if. Okay, but there are 3 parameters, right? There are 3 parameters. One is logical condition, second one is true part, okay, third one is false part, right? So you have to put this in any one parameter. You have to use if in any of these parameter. Okay. Now all you have to do is select this. Okay. Next, you can put this only in this false parameters. Only in the last parameter, false parameter. Paste. See here what's happening. Let me have if again. See, this is your if logical test, value if true, value if false. Again, you want to use if, you have to put if in this value if false part. Okay. For example, let me take it again. Now we have it. See, if logical test, value if true, and in this value if false, here it is your entire if again. Okay. In if again, you need to specify the condition, again the value, true value, and again the false value. Okay. Now here, this is your logical test, right? This is your true value, right? Now this is your false value. This is your false value, right? Now in this false value, again you have a condition, right? That is, whenever someone select rating as cold, it has to print cold. But now there is one value gone. What was the value?
Warm.
Warm, right? Warm place lone kada manam idanta pettindi, right? All you need to do is you need to put that value here. You can put that value here. Right? This means someone selected hot rating. Someone selected hot rating. In status, it will print hot. If someone selected cold in the rating, it will print cold. If they don't select any of this, if they didn't select hot or either cold, it will print warm, right? Let me remove this. Part. Check the syntax. There is no error in the syntax, right? Now, let me say. Go back. Now, what's the value here? Cold, right? What's the value here in status? It's warm, right? Let me refresh the page and there you will get the appropriate value, exact value. See this detail. Cold, for cold, we are getting cold in status, right? If we select warm, we'll have warm in status. Here we have, right? Bit complicated, but with practice, you will definitely get this with practice. Go through the recording sessions as well. But if you have any doubts, please feel free to call me up. Okay.
Sir, the recordings were not posted, sir. Only backup sessions were on the recordings.
Yes, we will post it today. Okay, no worries.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So now, let me create one object. Let me create one object called insurance. Let me create one object called insurance. Okay. Insurance. ఇక్కడ ఏం పెట్టాలి మళ్ళా? Insurances. Insurance will be a name, right? And here, let me create a tab for it.
ఇక్కడ ఇన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తామా, డిప్లాయ్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తామా సార్? ఇక్కడ చెక్ మార్క్
ఏదండి?
ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక టిక్ మార్క్స్ పెట్టారు కదా సార్, ఇక్కడ డిప్లాయిడ్ అని డెవలప్మెంట్ అని ఉంది కదా, మనం క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఫీల్డ్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ అని. ప్రీవియస్ పేజ్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి సార్ ఒకసారి.
చేస్తాం.
ఇక్కడ చూడండి సార్, డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ స్టేటస్ అనే దగ్గర డెవలప్మెంట్ లో చూస్తామా, డిప్లాయ్ లోనా?
Deployed లోనే చేస్తాం. As of now in developer org we have to use it in deployed. Okay. In development అంటే that we will do in sandboxes. Okay. Sandbox లో మనం క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంటాం కదా. So in development that's in process అన్నమాట. Whereas in production you will use it in deployed. Okay, let me create a tab for that. First, new. Insurance. Tab next. Save. Right. Now I'll be having this object called transaction, called insurance here. We refresh the page. Now I'll be having an object called insurance. Rala. That's why we call, right, now we got it, right? That's why we call Lightning is a slow version. Okay, insurance. And here, let me click on new. Let's say we are creating LIC insurance. Let's say we are creating a record of LIC insurance. Okay, save. Right. What can be the data in it? What can be the data in it? Edit object. Insurance లో ఏమేమి ఉండొచ్చు data? Right. Let's say something called date, insurance date. Okay. Let's say insurance open date. Okay. Insurance open date. Okay. Next. Revenue. Let's have one more date, one more data currency. Okay. Let's capture the amount as well. Insurance amount. Insurance amount. Next. Right. Here in insurance, if you see now, you see this data. Here we got more two fields. When I edit this, see here we got more two fields. One is insurance date and insurance amount. Let's say this insurance is created today, 21st of March 2023. Okay, with the amount 10,000. Let's say 10,000. Okay, let me save. Saved. Refresh. మనం ఎంటర్ చేసాం కదా డేటా.
Yes, sir.
Let me enter it again. See, it is not taking the data, right? But if I go to classic now, switch to classic. If I see this object, insurance, if we open this object, here if I edit, if I enter the data, on save, right. Now classic is the faster interface than the Lightning. That is why we call it faster. And that's the reason many of the trainers will use classic rather than the Lightning version. Okay, let's see creation of formulas here. Okay, ఇక్కడ insurance open date ఉంది కదా, right? So my requirement is insurance should be closed after 5 years of opening. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ రోజు ఓపెన్ అయింది కదండి ఇది. It opened today, right? This on this day, right? So it should be closed after 5 years. 5 years, right from this day. Okay. Now I cannot keep someone. I cannot keep someone who will calculate and who will enter the data. Right? It has to be done automatically. Right? It has to be done automatically. That's why we have formulas again. Okay. That's why we have formulas. So let's see in Classic how do we create formulas. We are into this object, right? Insurance object. Here you have the shortcut. Click on view fields. See, formulas is also a field. Formula is also a field. Okay. Now click on new field. Formula, right? From this, everything looks same. From this side, from this page, everything looks same. Next, right? What should be the field name?
Insurance closing date.
Insurance closed date.
Perfect. Insurance closing date. Okay. Now, what am I expecting?
Date.
I'm expecting
Date.
next. Next, right. So, I have a field. Okay, I have a field called insurance open date. Okay, depending on that field, it should calculate the closing date, right? Let me select that field first. Where is it? Yes. Insurance open date. Okay. Now, insurance open date plus 5. Sarpenda? Sarpenda. So click check syntax. Sarpenda. Let me save. Let me save. Let me save. Next. See what's happening. See what happens. Next. Save. We go here and we'll just refresh the page and it will calculate the closing date. What it is calculating? What is it calculating?
Same date.
Date. It calculated the date.
Calculated, it added the date, right? 14 plus 5, 19, right? There Radha. Okay, let's edit this one again. See, this data type is formula and the return type is date. Edit this. So, we need to have one date. We need to have one date, right? We are returning one date. So now we have a function called date, which will print you. See, create a date from a year, month, and day. Year, month, and day. Here, if you see, we have something called year, okay, month, and day. Okay. Now, if I remove this, just let me copy this and then remove the rest. Here, if I mention 2023, right? 3 plus 5, how much it will be?
8.
8. Month is 3rd. Day is our 21, right? This is our date. Let me check the syntax and save. Check the syntax and we are saving it. Okay. Done, right? Now let's see. If I go and refresh the page, we are getting the date, right? Right? Let's say here we are getting 21/3/2028. Whatever we specify, we are getting it here, right? Now let me change the date. Let me put it 2022. Okay, 2022 and 21st March 2022. Let me save. Is this data right? Is this closing date right? According to our requirement, it has to be 5 years, right? Then the closing date will be 2027, right? But it is 2028, right? Let me show you again this. Show you again. Let's say, let me put it here 2027. Okay, right. 2027. Just a minute. 2027, March 21st. Okay, now you people tell me what should be the closing date?
Like 2031.
2032.
2032, right? 2032. But when I save it, see what happens. It still remains the same. You know why? We have given the static formula. We have given a static formula. If you see here, let me edit this.
Formula 1.
We have given something fixed. We have given something fixed, right? That's the why. That's the reason we have to use something called dynamic. Let me select the date. This is your static, means something fixed, okay, which is not changing, right? So now you have to do something dynamic, okay. To specify a year, we have a function called year. Okay. To give a month, we have a function called month. To specify a date, we have a function called
Date.
date. Okay. Right. Now, if I tell you so, see this. I don't need to pass this pass something like this. Okay. I have to pass a date. Here it is asking me a date. Okay. I have to pass one particular date. For example, here our date is insurance open date. Okay. Now this is your date, right? Here, what's the insurance open date? This is your open date. Okay. This is your open date. Sorry. Now it will look something like this. It will look something like, let me show you. Year of this date. Okay. It will calculate something like this. And since we are asking year to pick, since we are saying year to pick, it will only take the year. It will only take the year from this date. Okay. Now again, same, likewise, we have month, right? Say month, it will do something like this, and now it will only select the month. What's the month here? What's the month here? Huh?
March.
03. Okay. See this. We have few functions called year, month, day. Okay. Year and day. Now this year will contain one date. This year will contain one date. Okay. We need to give a date here. From this date, something like this. Okay. From this date, it will pick only the year value. Okay. We have year here, right? So it will pick only the year. Okay. From this month, right? From this month function, again we are passing one date. From this date, it will only select the month. Okay. Now the same way we have day which contain one date, and from this date we'll get only the day. What's the day here?
21.
21. Kala. Let's not make it more complicated. Let's keep it very simple. Let's say this is the one date. Let's say, let me this is one date. Okay. If I ask you what's the year in it, what you will say? 2027. Right? If I ask you what's the month, what you will say?
Third March.
third month, right? Same wise, day 21, right? That is what we are doing here. Okay, that is what we are doing here. We are asking a year from this date. Okay, we are asking a month from this date. Okay, day from this date. Okay, now if you say this, let me remove this. Let me remove these two. Just a moment. Here it is asking a year to specify, right? Here it is asking one year to specify. We want what year? Which year do we want? Yes, depending on this insurance date, we want 5 years soon after, 5 years from this open date, right? 5 years from this open date. Now, all you need to do is select in this year place, you need to specify this and add
Yes,
5. Okay, and add 5. Now, from this month, cut this month place, right? Now, we want the month of this date, right? We want the month of this date, right? So we again need to select this field. We again need to select this field. Insert field and what's the field name? Open date, right? Now we are left with day. Let me select the day again. It is asking me to put a date, right? Again, we want this date, right? This date. Insurance open date. Okay, select insurance open date. Right? That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. You see this, date, we have a year, okay, we have a year, we have a month, right? We have a day, okay, we have a day. Now let me check the syntax and okay, now let's save it up. Insurance. Let me refresh this page. Right. Now we got the exact date, right? Exact date. Right from this year, we got 5 years exactly from this date. Let me do this. Let me change the value. 24. Instead of March, let me take any August 6 randomly. Okay. Now, what should be the closing date?
2029.
29.
Sorry.
2029.
What date, month, and year? What should be the day, month, and year?
21,
11,
6th of August.
11:30.
Right.
11:30.
We got the same date, right? We got the same month, right? We got the year, which is added 5, right? Now, if you see this, this formula, yes.
So we are giving this, it is a static number which we gave, so we are just summing up, we give it a time, and we just, some maturity of the differences after time.
Yes.
What if there is a leap year or something, the date should be, because this is not dynamic in giving the date.
Yes, yes.
If the,
Yes, even if there is any leap year, it will add only 1 day, right? But that we don't have any specific. No. It will calculate the 5 years exactly from the
what is the date and month again, it's taking the same date and month.
date and month.
Only the year it is calculated.
Yes, only it is calculating the year.
There is no function or formula where it gives the exact date, which is after 5 years.
Let's say I didn't get the months. You can add the months. Here these item. Here you should not give the year. Let's say in this year you want to add the months. Try doing something like this. Let's say you want to add 5. Other written values. Yes, we have to define.
So that it should be automatic, so the date, time, whatever it is.
Yes, that is what we are giving. For example, here we are not specifying one value like we did previously, right? It is taking upon this automatically, right?
From this,
Yes,
and it is determining the value.
yes.
But there is no perfect calculation that.
No, there is no perfect calculation, but again, if you avoid a leap year, let's say that's 1 day, 2 days difference. But even if you see the real time projects, real time loans as well, they will have the same common date, right? Right now, let's see. Let me tell you this once again. Okay. Date లో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయండి? Date లో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి? Year, month and
Month.
day ఉంటుంది, right? మనం ఇలా డైరెక్ట్ గా నంబర్ ఇవ్వకుండా వీఆర్ టేకింగ్ డైనమికల్. ఓకే, వీఆర్ టేకింగ్ డైనమికల్. ఇయర్ ప్లేస్ లో నాకు ఇయర్ కావాలి అని ఐ కెన్ స్పెసిఫై సంథింగ్ లైక్ దిస్. నాకు ఈ ఇయర్ కావాలి అని చెప్పేసి నేను ఇలా ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఓకే, బట్ ఐ షుడ్ నాట్ గివ్ like this because depending on this field I want a year. Depending on this field I want year, right? That's why I'm just taking the year and adding 5 to it. Adding 5 to it. Okay. Here I need to take the month. I need to take the month. I can specify something like this in month place. But I should not do because that will again create the static date. That will again create the static date. It should apply, it should change depending on this date kavatti. I should take this in the month function. I should take this in a month function. Okay. Same way, I can specify a date like this. I can close this off. Okay. But again, I should not do because it will again create a static. It won't change. It won't change. That's why I'm taking date in the date function. In the day function, I'm taking this field, okay, which will select the day we specify. It will select the day we specify. It will select 03 like here. You do this, you will get it. Okay. When you do, you will get it. If you're having any questions while practicing, please reach me out. Okay. Now, let me save this. Okay, let's do something. Let's say I just want to print the today's month. Let's say I just want to print today's date. Let's say I want to print today's date. Okay. Let me take the formula. What I want to print? Today's date. Today's date. Okay. What should be the return type? Date. Right. Next. Now, there is a function. Okay. Let's say today's date kada. నేను ఇప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్ గా ఇలా స్పెసిఫై చేయాలా?
Date and function use.
Do I need to specify like this? No, right? Because it won't take. Because it won't take. I mean, if you see the syntax, it will give you a error, right? So, ఇది ఎక్కడ స్పెసిఫై చేయాలి నేను? I have to take one function called date. Okay. Here in the month, I need to specify. Sorry, here in the year, I need to specify 2023, right? Today's month, right? 3 day 21. But even after next year or next day, it will print the same date. Okay, it will print the same date, right? To keep it dynamically, I have to take a function called today. I have to take a function called today. Okay. Now let me check the syntax. Okay. Done. Now let me let me save it out. Next, 7. Let's say I want date and time both. Let's say I want date and time to be printed automatically. Okay. Take formula. Now date and time. Okay. That's your field name, right? What am I expecting here?
Date and time.
Date and time.
Time.
Next. To print date and time, we have a function called now. We have a function called now. Okay. Check the syntax. Check the syntax. Right. There is no syntax error, right? Now let's say, what if I'm not printing this? I'm printing today. What if I take today? Oh, let's see what happens. Okay. Check syntax. What it is saying? Formula result is data type date. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనకు date print అవుతుంది. Here it is printing the date, whereas we expected date and time. మనం date time రెండు కావాలి అన్నాం, time ఎక్కడ అని అడుగుతుంది, right? We want to print date and time both together, right? To do that, so we have a function called now. Always do remember, you should not type the functions. You should not type the function. You always need to select the function. You should not type the field. Always insert the field. Okay. Next. Next. Save and name. Let me go back and check. Let's refresh the page. Let's see. Today's date, we got the date, right? Today's date we got, right? Date and time, we got today's date along with the time, right? Now what if, now you people tell me, what if I want to print today's year? I want to print only today's year. Now you people direct me. I'll take the formula. I'll help you people by entering the name. Today's year, okay. Field name is today's year, okay. What should be the return type? What should be the return type? Data.
Date.
ఇది ఏ ఇయర్ అంటే ఏమంటారు? What's today's ఇది ఇయర్ అంటే number, right? That's 2023. That's a number, right? Let's select the number. Let's see. Next. From here, I want year, right? I want year of today, right? Now you people tell me, what should I do? What function should I use?
Year. Today.
I want year of today, today's year. What function should I use? Nice. Year function. Okay. Year. Now it is asking me a date to specify. It is asking me a date to specify. So what should I specify in this?
Number.
Today's date. Should I write the date today?
Insert the field.
Nice. We have to insert the function called today, right? So all you need to do is select this, okay. Here, come search for today, click on insert function, and in this place you will get the function, okay. Now let's check the syntax. No error. Next. Save. Now you see, if I go back, refresh this, I got the year, but I'm having, it's like your number, right? It's like your number, which is having commas, decimal points, right? This is the dot, and these are the decimal points, right? So it should not look like this, right? It should not look like this. Okay. So I need to change this number to a text. I should change this number to a text, right? Now, if you see this formula, edit. What should be my return type now? What should be my return type now? Text, right? We change the return type text. Okay. We change the return type text. Now, if I click on check syntax, see. Okay, while editing it now, the problem with editing here is you won't get the errors. While editing it, you won't get the errors. Let me do one thing. Let me delete this and we'll do it again. Today's here. Right? Let me take a new formula. Okay. Today's year, right? Today's year. Return type is text, as discussed. Text. Next. Right. What we wrote? Year of
Today.
today. Year of today, right? Now, check the syntax. Formula result is data type number, right? And it is returning some number, but right, incompatible with expected data type text. Text ivvamante you are returning the number, right? Now you have to change this to now text, right? So this is your value, right? Values are the numbers, okay? You have to change it to text. To do that, so we have something called text, okay, and we have something called value. Now, someone please read it out. What does value do? Convert a text string that represent a number to a number. అంటే ఒక text ని ఒక value గా convert చేస్తుంది. Okay. At the same point, we have something called text, right? Now, what does this text do?
Value to text in standard display format.
Converts a value to a text. Okay. All you have to do is, now which one we have to use, text or the value?
Value.
Right, text, because we want to convert this value. Check, cut and paste. Check syntax. Done, right? So here, this is returning one number. This is returning one number, right? We have to convert this number to a text. Next and say. Save that, right? Make sure that's we see. And now we have it in a text format. Now we have this in a text format. Clear? Right. I'll share you a PDF today, a functions PDF. See, people, you know, throughout this course, will daily work on formula and validations. Formula and validations. ఇప్పటిదాకా ఏమైంది అంటే మనకు అన్ని అందుబాటులో ఉన్నాయి. We all are aware ke where is the account, where is contact, how to create the applications. All are simple. We already know where we have the things. Okay, just that simple drag and drop kind of things. Okay, అక్కడ ఉన్నది మనం వెళ్ళాం, క్లిక్ చేసాం, అయిపోయింది, రైట్? From here, from formulas and validation, in formulas and validation, we need to apply the logic. Okay, depending on the requirements, you need to apply the logic. Okay, that's where this is becoming clumsy. This is becoming bit difficult since you have to apply the logic. ఇక్కడ లేని functionalities ని మీరు క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, యూ టేక్ ద యావరేజ్ అక్కడ లేదు, మనం క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాం, రైట్? వీ హ్యావ్ టు అప్లై ద లాజిక్, రైట్? జస్ట్ హౌ వీ డిడ్ సమ్ బై కౌంట్, రైట్? సో that's the point which is making it bit difficult, but no worries. అది ఎంత నేర్చుకున్నా అంత తక్కువే. We have lots of functions to work on, and we'll work on it every day. Okay, from today onwards we'll work on it every day. But as of now, I'll share you a PDF. Okay. By this evening, I'll share you a PDF. Kindly go through that PDF. By tomorrow, you have to be, at least knowing these functions that we use today. Yes, anyone, please recall what are the functions we use today? What are the functions we use today?
Speak well.
Right. Nice. Speak well.
Date.
Nice.
Year. Month.
Year. Inga. Month. Day. Nice. Inga.
Today.
Right. Today. Now. Time we don't.
Value. Text.
Nice. Text. Value. Inga. Antena. If and if under if, right? Yesterday, right? Right. Anyways, thus if is same, right? Right. Now, inka antena. Wait. Right. So I believe these functions are enough for today. ఇంకా చెప్తే తిడతారో కొడతారో నన్ను కానీ. So till now, this is enough for today. But again, tomorrow we'll work on the formulas. Okay. Actually, tomorrow is a holiday. Happy Ugadi in advance, people. So tomorrow is a holiday. So we'll see you on day after tomorrow. That's on Wednesday. Sorry, Thursday. Fine. Right. Yes.
We are sending every day videos. So day 1, day 2, day 3, station dates are mentioned. The same time, if we can mention
Topics. Right.
it will be very easier.
Right. I had that discussion yesterday with the operation team. So we'll mention the topics anyways. I need to pass the topics and we'll upload it in. Right. So today, kindly work on these things that we discussed now. And everyone, I believe everyone have started working on the recruitment, right? Yesterday's recruitment project, right? So task is very simple. Okay. Task is very simple. First, complete the formulas. Let's say try to complete the formulas. Okay, formula in CG, and recruiting. Okay, in CG and recruiting. Okay. Anyways, day after tomorrow, we'll see the formulas in CG, but we don't, this recruiting you have to do. Okay. Anyways, we'll see the formulas in CG, but this recruiting you have to do. Okay. Right. That's it for today. Any questions in functions or something, in formulas or something?
Sir, yesterday task I had doubts, sir. Shall I share my screen, sir?
Yes. What's the question?
Sir, yesterday I had done that, but in a roll-up summary, while doing that master detail with the bank and the transaction, also roll-up summary is not coming here.
Roll-up summary is not popping up.
Okay,
Right. Can you share the screen?
sir, thank you.
Yeah. Let me. You can share the screen now. Okay.
Here,
Yes. So you want to create. Right. I understand. And just go back. Go back to the fields. Right. Here, see, you have created a master detail relationship with transaction, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? With transaction. So our basic role, ground rule is to create the relationship in what object? The child object, right?
Child object.
Child object is transaction, but you have created the relationship in the parent object, right? That's why it is not coming. Now, if you go to transaction, there you can find the master detail. You just go to the object called transaction. No, it will open this field. Yeah. Go to object manager, right? Search for the transactions. Right. Yes. Fields and relationship. New. Now you have the roll-up summary, right? Now you have the roll-up summary. So that's what the mistake here. You have to create the relationship in the transaction object, which you have done ulta. Okay. So do one thing. Let's do it now. Go back to bank again. Fields and relationship. Let's delete that relationship. Let's delete this relationship transaction. And you have also created a. Okay. That's
Yesterday I had created.
done.
Account is okay, sir.
That's fine. Go to this transaction object now. Nice. Fields and relationship. Right. Here, transaction is the child object. Right. Click on new. Yeah. Right. Now take this master detail. Next. Above. Yeah. Fine. Anything is. Right. Now you have to mention the parent object. So here the parent object is
Bank.
And
it went above. It was in it was in top.
Bank.
Right. Next. Right.
Okay.
That's it. Next. Next and save. Save. Right. Now, if you go back to bank object, if you go back to bank object, fields and relationship. Click on new. Right. Now, if you see here, you are able to create the rollup summary.
Yes.
That's it. Anything else?
Yes.
Anybody else having any questions?
Sir, yesterday you had said to create up to only you, sir. Yesterday I had created up to here I had done, sir. Some days I did not do. MC 400 I had done, sir, yesterday.
Those are the values, right?
అంటే పిక్ లిస్ట్ అంటే మీరు ఫీల్డ్స్ ట్యాబ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయమన్నారు సార్ ఇప్పుడు అలా క్రియేట్ చేశాను ఫీల్డ్ లేబుల్ అలా చేసి
That's it. That's nice. Is people having any questions? Okay. Let's try working on the formulas now. Okay. Believe that's try completing the formulas in CG as well as in recruiting. And we'll discuss about this formulas tomorrow in the upcoming sessions anyways. Okay. That's all about today. Thank you. See you guys.